Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam and I'm outside. It's October. Go outside. Yeah. The fall season is one of my favorites. The sights of our changing colors in our mixed forests, absolutely stunning. The exposure to daylight is so good for my circadian rhythm, and the beauty and new and different appreciation of the changes that are happening in our forests. It changes every day, changes throughout the day, and I find so much joy and so much pleasure in getting to experience it. Doesn't matter if I walk the same path every day; it's always a new experience. So for me, October is one of my favorites, especially when we have a warm day and it's dry. Um, this time of year, this part of Ontario, it's been uncharacteristically, unseasonably dry, which has its consequences. Some of the leaf is falling a little sooner than it normally would, but the colors are stunning. Fresh air is beautiful. The smells are amazing. But for me, you haven't noticed already, it's the acoustics. Yeah, it doesn't matter how light of foot you are, how carefully you tread. There's just a difference in my trail walking when the forest floor is just a carpet of newly fallen, dry leaves. Now, most of these are maple. I would say more than half the forest in this part on this ridge are maples, and it's dappled with the odd beech, the odd black cherry, the odd hornbeam here and there. And there are some birch, yellow and white. There are some green ash, but it's the maples that are the predominant hardwood in this part of the forest. And they change color a little differently. That's where we get the real range in our yellows and oranges and reds. Most of the other trees, the ash and the birch and the beech, go from green to yellow to brown, and they off. Now the oaks, we have a few of them too. They're still quite green, start dark green. They'll be the last to change color, right? Those sentinels will hold on. They're the last to bud and last to leaf out. They're just differently adapted to the changing of seasons. But we won't really get much color. They'll green and brown. They'll get some reds. For here, it's mostly the red oak. You get a difference with your white oak and your pin oak, your black oak. But for us here in the forest, it's the red oak. But they're pretty few and far between in this stretch of the forest. And in one of the last colors I'm going to see in late fall, come November, it's going to be our tamaracks. It's the odd child. Yeah, it's a deciduous coniferous tree. Coniferous in that it's a cone-bearing tree, but deciduous in its habit of changing color and dropping its leaves or needles, right? So it is the odd child in the coniferous family that actually has the habit of annually dropping all of its leaves. But it is a vibrant yellow, so I can't wait for that as well. And most of the forest at that point will be bare, except for our evergreens that are coniferous evergreens. So a great time of year to get out and enjoy nature for all of the beautiful transitions, season of change, season of harvest, but new smells, new patterns for animal behavior as they start to gather in their wintering groups, or some of them will start to migrate, or some of them start to get ready for torpor, which is a state of sleep, which is different than hibernation. And that's part of what I get to enjoy talking about animal behavior with visitors to our facility as an outdoor edutainer, as I like to explain it. A lot of people have some misinformation about what a lot of our wildlife does as an adaptation to deal with winter. They hibernate. No, that's not true, right? Some of them do. There's only a couple that actually hibernate. The rest of them just go to sleep, but their body temperature is still warm, and they give birth, in April in their dens, in their burrows, and that's not something an animal body can do when it's frozen solid, which is by definition what hibernation is. So, yeah, bears don't hibernate. They go into torpor. Yeah, skunks and raccoons, they're not hibernating. They're in torpor. Now the groundhog and the bat, they actually hibernate, but not yet. So I'm starting to see flocks of geese gather and create flocks, and they're starting to transition from their northern habitats and making their way. They're not actually migrating en masse south of us, but they are starting to get together and form their groups. Now, a lot of the young deer, they've lost their spots and they're starting to mature, and you can still tell that they're this year's young because of their size, but they're definitely taking on some adult characteristics, right? The young bucks, they've got their little prongs, right? And we're noticing that some of the fox are starting to explore a little bit more on their own, starting to see what new territories hold away from mum. So it's an exciting time of year to not only see the changes in the trees, which is the first and the most striking, but if you spend enough time in the forest, you'll start to notice a change in behavior of the birds and the wildlife. And they start to look for new food sources and look for new terrain and new habitat as everything starts to prepare for winter. So it's a little way off, but not as far as we think. So I don't take for granted these warmer fall afternoons. But yeah, early October, late September, this time of year, one of my favorites. The most comfortable for being outside. I had frost warning this morning. It was amazing. It was like this many degrees above freezing Celsius. So yeah, time for a good jumper. But yeah, you can almost be shorts and t-shirt weather, you know, after lunch, which is amazing, right? So bring your layers. So I encourage you, go outside, go for a walk, go for a drive, and then go for a walk. But find some place that's got a nice mixed forest, view those changing colors, listen to the birds, smell the air, feel the wind, listen to water, and take notice and be aware of what's happening with the wildlife in your green spaces. So there's lots to be mindful of, lots to be aware of, lots to give us an opportunity to appreciate the beauty in what is our season of bounty for gardeners, farmers. It's also a time for preparation, not only in our own lives, but for wildlife at large. So do it while the weather is comfortable, while the weather is good, while the weather gives us opportunity to see what nature is showcasing in its amazing spectrum of color in a season of change. So, a couple of spider webs there. It's a perfect day. I don't want to waste it. It's a good use of time. I'm happier and healthier for it. It's going to help me sleep, help me be calm, help me be creative. Best version of myself comes with time outside in nature, right? So please, find 20 minutes, go outside, look, listen, smell, feel. You'll be happier and healthier for it. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon. Please go outside.